everyone, how are you all? Welcome back to my channel, Marilyn Apilan Sowing and Planting. Today we're gonna talk about poinsettia plant because it's very popular now. You can see it everywhere, anywhere in the shop, in the garden center, because it's look very Christmassy color. So later on we're gonna talk about how you're gonna choose or poinsettia from the shop and how you're gonna take care your poinsettia when you're already in your house as your indoor plant. And if you have a plan to rebloom or regrow this poinsettia by next year, I'm gonna talk to you about some tips for that. Poinsettia has a botanical name, Euphorbia pulcherrima, and it's a native plant in Mexico. The climate there is very warm and humid tropical environment. So this plant is loving growing in that type of environment, and it grows outside in a large shrub, reaches to 10 feet tall, and will cover bloom from December to January. So when you see this poinsettia in the colorful leaves on the top, we thought that one is a flower. I thought as well it's a flower, but it's not. This is a modified leaves, which is very young leaves that it changes into a color from the old leaves, which is green, and the young leaves is colorful leaves, which is red, this one. I have one here, which is really creamy kind of color, so it's really nice to have this contrast of color. This one is modified leaves on the top of this leaves, and it's very kind of young leaves, so it changes into colorful color, and they call this bracts. It's not a flower. The flower is in the middle of the bracts there, which is a tiny yellow kind of it looks like a tiny berries, but it's yeah, the color is yellow. That's the flower of this poinsettia plant. So now there is a lot of varieties of color on this plant. There is a pink, yeah, there is a white color, and there is a salmon color. There is a kind of peaches color, even purple, or kind of multiple of color on the leaves. There is kind of white and red, the stripy color, so it's really nice. This plant will grow here in the cold country. It grows properly in the commercial greenhouse, proper kind of temperature to introduce this plant, to take care of this plant. That's why we have this plant, and they introduce this plant here as our indoor plant. We go back to our topic on how you're gonna select your plant to buy it. So select the plant which is very healthy looking, of course, green leaves, and do some inspection if there's no yellow leaves. So if it is full of green and healthy and strong, sturdy, and the color, the bracts color here is very full bloom, like if it is red, fully red. If this one creamy color, it must be full of bloom here on the top. And when you buy your plant, it should be cover on it, like protection, plastic, the protection of the whole plant, just like this one. If you see this one, I'm just brought this today, and there's a plastic on it because this plant is very sensitive into the cold and hot temperature. Out, it should be covered with plastic, but all the display has already covered with plastic. But in case there's no protection on it before you bring it out, just ask to cover that one, because that's the one tip that you have to keep your plant stronger and bloom longer, and it will stay until when you wanted it, 1 or 2 weeks, because yeah, the next week is Christmas now. Happy Christmas to everyone. The next tips that I'm gonna give it to you is when you bring this plant into your house, first thing is you have to put this plant in a place where they could have the 6 hours of brightness, but not direct from the sun. If there is a kind of strong sun, it should be the south part of your house, that there's no strong sun from the afternoon, so that we can protect the leaves not to be wilting, because it's only the leaves that we can have the benefits of this plant at the moment, because of the beautiful structure of this with the colorful on the tape of that. So, and if you put this one in your window shield or in near the glass, wherever you can have a brightness, just making sure that the tape of the leaves, it won't touch the glass. And when there is the door, it should be away from that door, that when you open the door, the blast of the cold, keep away from that drop of cold. And again, you have to, when you bring it into your house, just like this one have the protective plastic, you have to take that plastic off straight away, so that the plant can breathe, so that you can see the beauty of your plant. Now we have to take that out. Now, how beautiful is that? So yes, first is the brightness. Again, the second thing is the temperature. This plant should have the right temperature. The temperature when it's inside your house, it should be 13 degrees up to 20 degrees. Lower than 30, the plant will react the temperature. So you have to be careful that one. Keep away from your radiator. If you have a fireplace, sit away from that place, because yes, again, we have to, the leaves will get easily wilted and yellow, and we have to keep this one until the Christmas celebration. Another thing is watering. Watering this one is very tricky, and you have to check the plant. To check your plant, just make it sure just to put your finger, stick your finger into the soil, the top soil of your plant. If it is dry, that's the time you're gonna water the plant, but water it slightly. And then in case if your plant covered with plastic, don't forget to open the plastic and let the water to drain. So the plant won't be seated in the water, because the reaction of that is your plant will get easily having a yellow leaves or falling leaves. So again, you have to protect the leaves of the plant, because it's only the leaves we can get the benefits of what we're looking for. Whatever plants you have to protect the leaves not to be falling. So too much watering or too dry as well, leaves will starting to be falling or wilting. Another section that I'm gonna share to you is you growing this plant and rebloom it by next year. When you see this plant that it's already wilting the leaves, this red color here, whatever color on this bracts is starting to fade, you have to slightly introduce half the strength of fertilizer once a week until spring. By spring, if you see the plant is already leggy, you have to cut it back by half. After you cut after 2 to 3 weeks, the time that you cut the stem of this plant, you have to transfer into the next bigger pot with the new potting soil as well. Just use the ordinary potting soil on this plant. Then after that, use your fertilizer around, it's already mid of May, by springtime. You have to try to introduce a little bit of strength of fertilizer, but you have to do it now every 3 to 4 weeks of fertilizer. But still you have to continue watering the plant and leave it where it is still, and let the plant to grow a little bit more and a bit stronger. And then when it comes to summer, you have to bring this outside that they can have a morning sun but shady in the afternoon. So must be under the tree or something around the place that it protect the afternoon sun. Don't let the plant to dry. You have to water the plant more so often. It could be every 2 days. You have to water the plant because it's already outside, so that the growth will be kind of bring up the leaves more on the time. And then around July or August, you can pinch back the tip of the growth of the leaves. Just pinch it back. If there is more kind of 5 to 6 leaves growing, just pinch that on the top of that 5 leaves or 6 leaves, so that you can have the multiple branch of growing just like this one. This is a beautiful example of the plant that's really growing properly, and it's look very balanced of the branch or the stem around it. So the color will be kind of, if you go around this plant, it's all kind of coloring surrounding. So it's very, very nice to see that one. So leave that one to grow then. So then after that, when it's full season, kind of when the temperature will drop down, it's around 18 degrees to below outside, you have to bring this back inside your house. And the strength of your fertilizer, you have to reduce this as well because it's already inside your house. Continue the watering process around September, October. You have to start bringing this plant into darkness, because originally this plant is a short day plant, in that they have a long period of time into darkness. So in order to have this bloom, the bracts will be colorful, we have to bring this plant into the full dark with 12 to 14 hours in a full dark time. So we have to do that in the night time. We start bringing this to the darkness 5 o'clock in the afternoon till 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning. So that will be 12 to 14 hours of darkness. You can put this one in the cardboard box just to cover the whole lot. You have to do that within 8 to 10 weeks. So a bit hard work for this plant. When the time that the color of these bracts will start coloring, that's to stop fertilization of your plant and leave it where you want to see the plant that blooming. So yeah, that's the long process, guys, and if you update for this plant and how I can grow this one in my house. So thank you guys, and happy Christmas once again. Bye! See you next time!